Hi, welcome to the update for June 2026. One of the hardest things for us to do, probably, is to balance the light side and the dark side and not to attack one or snuggle up into the other to the exclusion of one. And the reason I'm saying this is because for this month, the headline that I perceive for this month, it's all about balance. And we're required, and it's hard because we live in such a polarized experience. And everything we're exposed to, almost everything we're exposed to, is trying to polarize us in one way or another, meaning trying to create a counter side that we are against, that we form an opinion against, that we have emotions against. And this is being created all the time now. And most people are pawns to that. Most people don't realize it. They think when they get angry and mad and they take an internal standpoint, like an opinion, they think that this is a positive thing and that it's required and that they're making themselves clear. However, it doesn't contribute. When we look at the global thing, when we look at the what's it called, the collective, we notice that it does not contribute to a solution. It only contributes to the regurgitation and the upkeeping of the problem. Again and again and again, people split off into different corners of opinion or ideologies, and they can't find a pathway to each other. Now, you're here, and if you listen to me for the first time, you will know now the direction that this is going to. If you know me, you already know that we're always operating from the truth basis that everything is one, that we're all one, and oneness is ultimately the truth of the universe, the truth of everything. Now, yes, we're experiencing that oneness through manyness and through our own incarnation, but ultimately, fundamentally, it is all one. And this oneness, if we accept this as truth, even though we live in a dualistic, multifaceted experience, if we accept this as truth, this truth needs to find expression in the way we approach life, in the way we approach topics and problems and issues and challenges and humans, other selves. And this is why in this extreme situation we find ourselves in right now as humanity, where it's like the information technology and the propaganda is used to separate and used to create conflicts between those separated factions, let's say. The challenge is not to fall into that trap, because it can seem so real and it can almost feel empowering if you say, oh, I've realized this now, so I'm going against that. Oh, I have woken up to these truths now, or to these aspects of reality that I didn't see before, so I go against all of them who are still asleep and don't see this, or who don't want to see it, or are not ready to see it. And that way, still, even in an awakening process or our eyes are being opened process, what happens is the separation does not get minimized. It actually gets larger. If we interact in this way with the world and with others. So, and that's why I'm saying it is so hard in a world like this, the way it is right now, and it's going to get even more intense, to keep the balance. What does that mean? What is required of us? It means holding different perspectives, really maybe opposite perspectives and multifaceted perspectives, holding all of them at the same time. That means, yes, you can be very firm and very clear in your perspective, in your own perspective, and in what you stand for and what you don't, what you accept and what you don't, and how you view things. On the other hand, you do not lose the position of neutrality, or as I would like to call it, wisdom, which means you always, no matter how clear you are in your own positioning, you always also consider the other positions, the other perspectives, and more than that, you challenge yourself to understand those perspectives, saying, if I were them, if I was coming from the same history or experience or culture or interpretation of life or ideologies or belief systems, I would view it exactly the same way. When you can do that, you no longer judge, because you know, if I had that background, if I was in that person's shoes, I would completely have this viewpoint that they're holding, and I can completely understand them, even though you might be on the other spectrum of the whole topic. So, but if we are able more and more as humans to not judge wrong opinions, which doesn't exist, but other opinions, different perspectives, it's actually more than that, it's perspectives. If we're able more and more to hold them as valid as our own, even though we do not agree with them, even though we may see how flawed they are, how tainted, we still can accept, if we were to wear the same shades or glasses or lenses through which we interpret the world, we would see and be exactly like them. And that takes the judgment away. That's a path to a balanced attitude. And it doesn't mean you become vanilla. It doesn't mean you have no opinion. You're very clear and you're everything but vanilla. You are wise in that moment, holding all the perspectives without attacking any of them. But that's a challenge, because especially if you see things or hear things that go against your values, that go against maybe even your nature as the divine, as love. So if you see and hear things that are being done that go against that, it's hard and difficult to hold that and not judge it. By not judging, we can also have a distinction, and that could help you. Not judging means you can see it and, in a sense, maybe judge it as non-loving what's happening, right? And therefore not in alignment with you and your values and your essence. So, but that's discernment. That is, I see it and it falls into the category of not me in this expression that I want to explore, meaning the expression of love, of kindness, of divinity in the pure way. On the other hand, you acknowledge that which you see, which is unloving or harmful, to say the least. That also is ultimately you, because there is only you, there is only one. So also that is the one. Even though It's the one in reverse. It's the one in forgetting. It's the one veiled. It's the one exploring itself through moving as far away from its essence as possible. But still, it is the one, ultimately. And having a will to hold a balanced perspective. It takes will. It doesn't just come to you, because what comes to you, to me, to humans naturally, is division, is judgment. We have been raised in a world that is based in that consciousness, separation consciousness, ego consciousness. Like, that's what we're born into. Self-awareness 3D is I become aware of myself, and usually that self becomes a constructed self, the egoic self and the collective ego self. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of evolution. But the next step is then to evolve out of that and to see the oneness of all through that separation, and to then choose the path back to divinity, back to your own essence, which is the path of compassion and kindness and peace and joy and freedom. To choose that actively. And that also includes the balancing of the different perspectives within yourself, not out there. They're not going to be balanced out there, not in your lifetime, not in my lifetime. But with each and every one of us, single individuated sparks of the divine, balancing the shadow and the light, everything within ourselves, the collective becomes more balanced. Hence, there will be more coherence globally, collectively, but it cannot come about if we do not balance it within ourselves first. So can you challenge yourself for this month and continuing onwards to whatever you see, balance it, as in view it from the other person's point of view and just understand it. You do not have to agree. If you see evil, instead of straight away judging it and creating more separation, allow yourself to view yourself from that mind of an evil person or entity, and see how everything they're doing makes complete sense from their point of view. Why should they do it differently? That works for them. So you do that, and then once you understand, you still hold your own perspective, but you will not feel the need anymore to change anything about them, because they're only walking their path. And in that sense, their path is still separation, still exploration of negative polarity, but it is also an accepted path. And when we do this type of work, and it's not grandioso, it's not amazing, it's quiet, it's tough sometimes, it's silent, it's within. No one is going to applaud you for it. But when we do this, we are changing actually something in the collective field for everyone and for Earth herself. Because change does not come about by someone bigger than us waving a magic wand. That's not how it works. We're holding that wand, but we need to point it inward. And the magic happens in here. And it is these little things, for example, during the next few weeks, the balancing of perspectives, that will shift consciousness. Anyone who still listens and is actually interested in expanding consciousness, coming from a conscious way of looking at life situations, themselves, other people. What is this for? What's it all about? What's the purpose? What's the point? Anybody doing this can and will contribute to the next level of human consciousness and evolution. And that's the invitation. So don't give up quite the opposite. Be more and more hopeful, because the more people also have these conversations the way we have them now, we did not have that years ago. You were walking around with your own little thoughts in your head and longings in your heart to have a more integrated or spiritual, maybe community or a spiritual life with others, but you were pretty much alone. Now we can have these conversations, and yes, okay, it is still via platforms and via videos like this, and still not maybe local enough or personal enough, but we exist. You sitting there listening now, you are here. And I am here right now with you. We're having those conversations, and we're making a point. We're making it clear to ourselves that this is important to me. That's the type of content I consume. And it shall not stay in the content realm. It shall be a guidance for the day, for the month. It shall actually inform our thoughts, our processes, our actions, and our perspectives, the way we look into the world. And I'm going to challenge you, and I want to invite you to take up that challenge of holding all perspectives, different perspectives, at the same time, while staying integrated and focused and in connection and alignment with yourself, of course. So let's do this. We can do this.